Hey everyone, today we're going to be making a game called Cat and Mouse. In this game, you're going to be controlling the mouse and a cat's going to be chasing you. The goal of the game is to survive as long as possible without the cat catching you. So to make this game, you can see that I started with the main screen that you get whenever you make a new project from scratch. To start, I'm just going to add the Mouse Sprite. To do this, I just click on this button here, and then I can type mouse in the search button. Then I can just click on the sprite mouse. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be renaming these two sprites. To rename a sprite, all I do is click on the sprite, go to sprite, and then I just can change its name. So I'm going to be renaming these from sprite 1 to cat and from mouse 1 to mouse. The next thing you probably notice is that these sprites are way too big. So I'm just going to be changing that by clicking on the sprite, going to size, and then changing it. You can see that I might want the cat to be a little bigger. So all I have to do is change the size. These two are good sizes. So the sizes I used were, for the cat I used 60%, and for the mouse I used 35%. The next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be creating a backdrop. Now the backdrop's going to be very simple, just a green backdrop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose a backdrop, hover over the choose a backdrop, and then go to paint. And you can see that they gave me two backdrops here, but I only need one for this game. So I'm just going to delete this one, and I'm going to start by renaming this into grass, because that's what the green will represent. And then what I can do is I can just change this into a nice green color. Then when you minimize, you notice this light-colored rectangle. Well, this light-colored rectangle represents what will be seen in the game. So I'm just going to make a green rectangle that's kind of outside of this light green rectangle, so that the green will cover this light rectangle. Now I'm going to be starting by coding the backdrop. To do so, I just go to Events, one flag clicked, and then I go to Looks and switch backdrop to grass. This will make it so that if the backdrop is not already the grass backdrop, it'll change it to grass. And now for the backdrop, I don't really need to do anything else. So now let's start by coding the cat. To code the cat, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Events, one flag clicked, and then I'm going to start by putting this cat to a place around here. So I go to Motion, and what I might do is go to X, Y, and I might change the X into -150 and the Y to 0. And then what I'm going to do next is I'm probably going to go to Looks and make sure that this sprite is shown. In case it's hidden or whatever, that just makes it so that, for whatever reason, if the sprite is not being seen, then when the program starts, it'll be seen. Now the next thing I'm going to be doing is, I'm going to probably make the cat wait 2 seconds, and then after that it'll chase the mouse. And then to make the program so that it'll chase the mouse, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the repeat until block. So what this will help us do is it'll help us make a part of the code so that the cat will chase the mouse until it touches the mouse. So I'm going to go to Sensing, and I'm going to click the touching block, and I'm going to be changing that into mouse. So repeat until touching mouse. Now I want to chase the mouse. Now to chase the mouse, I have a simple code to do so. So all I have to do is point towards mouse and then move 10 steps towards the mouse. Now you can see that if I click play, then what happens is it'll show, then it'll wait 2 seconds, and then it'll chase the mouse, and the mouse is not really moving, so it just looks like it's walking towards the mouse, and it'll stop when it touches the mouse. So now we can see we got the basic outline of code for the cat. So now let's do that for the mouse. Once again, we're going to be starting with one flag clicked, and we're going to be starting with the same go 2 x, y, so 150, 0, and then we're also going to be going to looks and make sure it's shown. Okay, so now that we've done this basic step, what we want is we gonna do the control, and we're gonna do until repeat until block, so that it'll move, like it'll do whatever we want it to do until the cat touches it. So we're gonna add the sensing block once again. And then for this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it follow my mouse pointer. So once again, I have a simple method to do that. Point towards mouse pointer and then move 10 steps. Now that I've done that, we can click play and you'll notice that it follows my mouse and the cat chases after this. Now you might think, oh, we're done. Well, we're not. We're going to be adding a time variable to this, or a score variable. So that makes the game more interesting. To do this, I go to variables, make a variable, and I'm going to make it score. And make sure that this is for all sprites, because we're going to be using this for all sprites, not just one. And we don't want it to be saved. That's why we're going to leave this box unchecked. Now, you notice that we have this my variable. So I'm just going to delete this because we're not going to be using it. So I'm going to be, because I'm on the mouse code right now, I'm just going to be adding this variable onto the mouse. So all I have to do is one flag click, I have to set the score to 0, and then every time this loop runs, I'm just going to change the score by 1. So now you notice that we have this score part here too. Now, when the game is over, I want this score to be like displayed. So I'm just going to do that, I'm just going to create a new sprite, and I'm going to paint it. That's why I just clicked on this paintbrush. And for this sprite, I'm just going to be making like a kind of ellipse, and then I'm going to go to text, and I might do in red, I might type game over. And then I can just drag this towards the center. Now what I want is I want our score to be displayed. So what I might do is I might just duplicate this, and I'll erase this part here. Actually, I don't want to do that. I'll just take the this, and then I'll make it white, and then I'll draw it right on top of this game over. And I might want this to be a little thicker. That way it's less time consuming. And then what I might want to do is, with this, your score. So we don't want it in white, we probably want it this in black. Instead, your score is and then we can drag this over here so that there's a little space for putting the score here. Now the question is, how will we make the score appear here? So what I'm probably going to do first is I'm going to start coding this new sprite. So what I want is, I want one flag clicked. I want it hidden. Now when you hide something, you're probably going to want to show it. So I'm just going to grab both of these blocks. And then I want it to be seen after this program is done. So a simple way to do that is go to events and broadcast a message. A message is basically like a message that a sprite might give to the other sprites, like, okay, I'm done with this program here. Now you do your part over there. So you can, to create a new message, all you do is you go over here and click on new message. Now this message is for when the game's over. So I'm probably going to label this game over. the messages aren't going to be seen in the program. So as the programmer or the person who types the code, you want the message name to be helpful towards you by making it so that the message code describes what exactly that message is for. So that's why I'm going to label this message game over. And what I might do is I might just delete this message. Whoops. But if it's not deleted, that's fine. So I'm going to show you that, okay, after this game is over, what I want is I want this, after the cat gives all the other sprites, the game is over, then I want this sprite to show. So to do this, what I do is when the sprite receives, or when I receive message game over, then I'll be seen. And then what I want is the cat to be hidden. So I might just be like, height. Now for mouse, what I'm going to do is events when, for mouse, when I receive game over, then I also want, the mouse also is going to hide. Now I have to make the score appear. Well, to do that, I'm just going to make the score appear over here. So to make it look more neat, I'm just going to right click, and I'm going to change this from normal readout to large readout. I'm going to drag this over here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to variables, and I'm going to make it show variable score. Now, so that it's not seen the entire game, I'm going to hide variable score in the beginning. That way, I play my game, right? Then this appears. And then after I do that, what I want to do is I made 2 costumes, right? So I want it to first display this message over here. Then I want to display this message. So to do that, all I do is when I receive game over, looks, switch. We're going to need 2 switch costumes. So switch costume to, you can see that the game over message is costume 1. So costume 1, and then show, and then wait 1 second. 1 second, and then switch costume to costume 2. And what we want is we want it to hide. We want it to wait 1 second and then show variable score. So now if we do it, let's say that it touches, then game over, and then it shows your score. That way it kind of looks like a little animation. Like if we were to bump in, game over, your score is 29. So that's how you make the cat and mouse program. Share this program to your friends. I hope you like this game. Don't forget to like this video and to subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching.